Can I use a QCD to lower my RMD? Welcome back to Retiring Today. I am Molly Nelson here with Loren Merkle. And Loren, you know the answer to this question.
Well, the quick answer is yes, you absolutely can, but there's a couple acronyms there. One RMD.
All right, let's dive into them, yep.
We know what that is, required minimum distribution, but QCD might be a little bit new to some of the viewers, Qualified Charitable Distribution. So here's how that works. And let's use Paul as an example. And so in Paul's example, at the age of 75, he's mandated to take out a distribution of about $81,000. Now, in his plan, he doesn't want to spend all of that $81,000. Let's just say he needs $60,000 for whatever he's trying to do. He can spend it, reinvest it, gift it to his kids, whatever. The $21,000 that is left over, he decides he wants to give it to charities. So he gives the $21,000 to a qualified charity. The benefit for Paul is that $21,000 he's not taxed on. Like the $60,000 he took out and spent it or gifted, he was taxed on that. The $21,000 that was a gift, he wasn't taxed on. It also goes to suffice the $81,000 RMD that he was required to take out. So the benefits here is one, that the charity benefits because they don't have to pay taxes on that gift. Paul benefits because he didn't have to pay taxes on the $21,000 he didn't want, and he did satisfy his required distribution. So it was a win-win-win for Paul in that scenario. Now in that scenario, Paul waited till 75 to do the qualified charitable distribution, but he didn't have to. As early as 70 and a half, even if your RMD age is 75 like Paul, you can start QCDs. So even though you're not mandated to take out a distribution until later, as long as you're age 70 and a half, you can start that qualified charitable distribution if you want to.
Yeah, so not only can you can start kind of spending down the IRA, and if you start that at 70 and a half, could you see that a lot of times the RMD is lower than at 73 or 75 when it's time?
Yeah, if you're spending down that IRA, because the RMD is based on the prior year end balance. So if your current year end balance is less than the prior year, your RMD certainly could be less. And this can be an effective part of your strategy. Like Paul, he didn't need all of it, so he could gift it, and he could do more from a qualified charitable distribution if he wanted to, but that just worked out well for Paul.
And when you're helping families plan for this, have you found that most churches and nonprofit organizations are qualified charities? Are there any exceptions that would be worth noting?
There's a lot of our families that do gift to a church, and their pre-retirement or pre-70 and a half gifting strategy is just from their checking account, just in the form of cash. They write a check, maybe they do an ACH, but at 70 and a half, if that's you, at 70 and a half, you can switch those distributions over from the IRA. And the way you do that is the check just has to be made payable to your church. And then that check can be sent to you. You can hand it over to the church, or you can have it mailed direct to the church. Just the key is that the check can't be made payable to you. It needs to be made payable to that church. But that is an effective gifting strategy that you can implement starting at 70 and a half and decrease your RMDs, even though those aren't mandated to start until maybe 73 or even 75.